Lost direction in your marriage, you need vision. Increased conflicts and misunderstandings with your spouse, you need vision. Emotional disconnect, you need vision. Loss of intimacy, you need vision. Financial and family instability, you need vision. Having a spiritual drift in the marriage, you need vision. Are you stuck or in a stagnant mode instead of growth in your marriage? You guessed it, you need vision. And in this video, I'll be talking about the O, outlook on marriage vision, from my signature Hope Conquers Marriage Enrichment System. And by the end of this video, you will see how a shared marriage vision is the key to fixing all of your marital issues. And towards the end, you will also see how you can get a step-by-step guide to creating your very own marriage vision. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Delroy Fredericks of Hope Conquers Marriage Enrichment. I'm the author of Conquering Distress for a Better Marriage, Transformation that Produces Lasting Change. And thank you for continuing this important series, Conquering Distress for a Better Marriage. So, vision. What many couples don't fully understand, and I want you to understand, is that when a marriage lacks vision, and when I say vision, I mean a shared direction, purpose, or agreed values, the relationship will drift instead of grow. Over time, that drift that started small starts to widen and widen and widen. And when that happens, it creates some predictable emotional, spiritual, and practical consequences within the relationship, ultimately leading towards divorce. That is not God's will. That's why I need you to understand in this video how this process moves from one step to the next and what you can do to reverse it. So, without vision, couples begin living as two separate individuals, even though they might be living together. You see, we don't understand this, and I need you to understand this, that as soon as you start to have different priorities, whether it's in the way that you use money or the way that you parent or your values or your lifestyle, confusion is going to come and to be a part of the marriage. You're going to start feeling as though you are pulling apart. And obviously, if you're pulling apart, there will be increased conflicts in the relationship. Why? Because we just can't agree on anything. And where there is increased conflict, we can see a breakdown in the vision. Why? Because a clear vision acts like a filter in decision making. Without it, small issues become big arguments. Have you ever wondered, like, hold a minute, honey, how did we get here? And I just asked one simple question. How did we get here? We got here because our vision is not clear and or our vision is blurred. A lot of times we get here because we're shocked because of unmet and unspoken rules, because they mismatch, because we don't have a clear vision. And the worst part of it, many times, one or both parties start to assume what each other might be thinking, assuming what each other might or should do, and their assumptions are not aligned with the vision. And obviously, if there's constant back and forth, arguments, you're going to experience emotional disconnect. When couples stop moving towards a common future, the vision, communication becomes transactional. So now it's more like, honey, did you pay the bills? Yes, honey. No emotions in it. It's just no emotional connection because there is no clear vision. Your affection for each other decreases. Emotional safety weakens. And eventually, your partner may feel like roommate rather than soulmates. I did a whole training on how to prevent moving from soulmates to cellmates. And cellmates means that you're in a prison. You're married, but you feel like you're in a prison. That's not God's will. I'll leave a link in the description as to how you can become a part of our Hope Conquers Marriage Enrichment Institute, where we go through trainings just like that every single month. Link will be in the description. But let's get back to this. Vision. Not only there is emotional disconnect, but what I've come to realize, speaking to so many couples, that whenever there's a disconnect emotionally, there is also going to be a loss of intimacy, emotionally, obviously, and physically. Romance becomes like a routine. Okay, honey, are you ready? Physical intimacy may decline, and you might start to resent each other and trying to figure out why. The reason is no vision. And when there's no vision, it creeps in to the finances. Your money goals don't align. Your parental styles don't align. Your career directions don't align. Your lifestyle standards don't align, all because of a lack of vision. And you don't understand that if this is not addressed, if this is not aligned, spending conflicts will arise. Parenting becomes inconsistent because there is no alignment to the vision, and long-term planning disappear. What are your plans for the next 5 years with your spouse, for the family? What are your plans? If you don't have a clear idea of where you see yourself, guess what? You need vision. And for those of us who believe, where there is no vision, the Bible says the people perish. And I always like to say, even in my book, as I explain deeper in the chapter, without a marriage vision, your marriage will perish. And that's not God's will. You see, because when there is a lack of spiritual direction, how can a husband lead his wife? And the husband starts to act independent of his wife, and the wife starts to act independent of her husband. And when there is a spiritual drift, spiritually speaking, for those of us who are inclined to the spirit will understand this, there is increased temptation towards emotional escape. And we know that God has likened marriage as the highest ordained institution because it's a depiction of the love of God through Christ and the love of a husband portrayed through his wife, where Christ is represented and shows his love to his bride, which is the church. And when there's a spiritual grift, this is when you start to feel stuck. Are you feeling stuck right now in your marriage? Are you feeling stagnant? Are you feeling that there is no growth? You're starting to reflect for the past year or two. It's like you just feel stagnant. The same problems are just repeating. Recently, you recognizing year by year. It just keeps repeating. Growth feels accidental instead of intentional. Oh, it's like, wow. Oh, wow, this is good that we were able to do this, but I didn't see this coming. Of course, you didn't because you had no vision. And frustration builds because progress cannot be measurable. It is not predictable because there is no vision. We got to understand this. Without a vision, your marriage will perish. That's not God's will. And that's why I want to make sure that you get a copy of the step-by-step guides to creating a vision. I'm going to leave the link in the description so that you can be able to get access to that. And I've come to realize that if you truly decide that this is a time and season you would love to level up your marriage, guess what? You're still going to need vision. And that's why I want to invite you to our next Marriage Level Up workshop coming up Saturday, March the 7th, 10 a.m., right here in Brooklyn. I want to invite you to be a part of this great workshop where you will learn how to level up your love, level up your intimacy, level up connection, so that your marriage can move from being stuck to that next level. Sometimes it just starts by leveling up your thinking, and we will be going through practical ways in the workshop with hands-on tools that you can apply beginning at the workshop. And I want to invite you. I'm going to leave the link in the description. So for this video, we looked at the O, outlook on marriage vision. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video where we look at the P, how to find peace through confession and forgiveness. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye for now.